Hey, it's Jay and Colin from Star Wars Conversations.
Yeah, we're coming up to our 50th episode, and we want to know your favourite moments from the Star Wars films.
Let us know your favourite moment by tweeting us at Star Wars Convo, and we will compile the top 50 moments.
Join the conversation and be part of this special episode.
Hey everyone, I'm Jay,
I'm Colin.
and this is Star Wars Conversations.
Do 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 do.
You alright, Colin?
Yeah, man.
How you doing this week?
Yeah, not too bad actually. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Not too tired to talk about some Star Wars?
No, it's my highlight of the week, matey boy. That's what I'm
Excellent.
looking forward to.
Well, we've got an episode full of treats.
Oh yeah, and I just want to say, watcher to Sarah Harris.
Watcher Sarah Harris.
Watcher. Apparently, that's a lot of people don't know that phrase.
That's
okay.
an old 80s kind of
Well,
thing.
that's the thing. So I think we might be old because I use that, and I found out that maybe
You still
it's old.
use that?
Yeah, don't you?
No, I haven't heard anyone say that since the 80s.
Oh, I often say it. Watcher, matey boy. Anyway, all right, me old Cockney Rhymer, let's get going. What's
Right.
round the rim, boy?
Around the rim.
Around the rim.
Well, a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday, I think it was a couple of days ago, Ron Howard did a little video, and he said they finished wrapping. Sorry, no, they've wrapped filming.
They're rappers. They've been rapping.
They've wrapped filming.
Yo,
On
Han
the,
Solo, I like to go with my ginger hair.
That's right. They wrapped filming on the young Han Solo movie, and then he acted a bit like, "What are we allowed to say?" And then he held up a sign saying that the title for the young Han Solo movie is going to be Solo,
A Star Wars story.
which is the bit.
Do you think he made that sign himself then, or do you reckon that was a...
I'm pretty sure that I've seen fan ones of that ages ago. I reckon they just nicked that.
Yeah, I thought it was... I misread it at first and thought he was talking about Rolos,
Oh yeah.
and then he was offering me his last one.
So no one outside of the UK knows what that is.
Oh. Okay, we'll forget that bit then. Forget that very niche joke.
Well, now you just made it sound disgusting.
Oh, did I? So we've talked about old 80s phrase and sweets from the 80s as well, probably.
Yeah, they're just chocolates.
We're showing our age, boy.
Yeah. So yeah, the new title is Solo, which I've said for ages. I think that's what it's going to be anyway.
You have been saying that for ages, Jay.
What do you think of that as a title?
I think it's all right.
I like it.
That's sort of what I was expecting, to be honest.
You know, it's Solo, the character. It's a solo movie, which it is.
Yeah.
It's got lots of meanings. It's simple. It's one word, a solo word. So it's straight to the point. And a lot of people are saying that with the Kenobi, the Ben Kenobi movie, it should just be called Kenobi. So, and it probably will be. So,
I mean, I don't. Look, we don't know what the story is at all, right? I mean, part of me would prefer it to be a title of a story. So, like, a bit like Indiana Jones, So it's like The Last Crusade or whatever like that, and then it just be about whatever character.
So as example, you mean like Han Solo and The Last Crusade or something like that?
No. Just the title of a story. I would prefer.
Well, the thing is though,
and then it'd be a Star Wars story.
Yeah,
but it's about Han Solo because the way they kept calling it an untitled Han Solo film. Why don't they just give it a cool title rather than Han Solo film? Because then it's just because now it's going to be, in my mind, just about Solo, whereas actually it could have been an adventure that Solo was on. Do you see what I'm saying? The difference.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The thing with the title, the movies, as much as like they make these films for us, the fans, but really they know we're going to go anyway. But it's everyone else. So if they gave it like a title, like whatever, as you say, like The Last Crusade or something, but the general public wouldn't know what that is. I mean, even today, like a guy in my office, I mentioned something. He goes, "Oh, what is there another Star Wars film coming out?" And I was like, "Yeah, like it's coming out." He goes, "So what's this one then?" And they, like, most people wouldn't know the difference. They wouldn't know that it's not episode 8,
But
or
wouldn't
episode
that
9.
be? But wouldn't that be better though? That
No,
every Star Wars story has got because then
no,
they don't
because
have to differentiate, do they?
well, but for us, we know what's going on because we keep up to date on this stuff. But the general public who aren't like big Star Wars fans, just like to go and watch the movies, they don't know the difference. So they'll go there expecting to see episode 9, and they'll be like, "What's this stuff?" But at least when they go to Solo, Han Solo, I know him. Yeah, they'll go and watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing though, right? Surely more people will want to go and see a saga film than they will a Solo film
So
to trick them into going to see the bloody thing. You know what I mean? Because this is the thing, right? I mean, I don't know many people that are that thick that go to a film and haven't actually looked at anything about what it's about. Do you know?
Yeah, but you know what? With the whole having a saga and then a spin-off and a saga and spin-off, I think it just confuses the general public with this stuff. They're like, because they'll watch it, and we're talking people that like to go and watch a big, oh, cool, yeah, Star Wars is good, like they'll go and watch superhero movies, although they're not really into superheroes, but they enjoy watching them. But they won't know what it's all about, so they'll be going, all right, so this guy, he's Han Solo, but it's a different actor. Is this, like, what is this, like a flashback, or is it, when is it, and they won't go in there with those, like the way we will, so they have to try and sell it to these people. So by going, this movie's about Han Solo, it's like, oh yeah, I liked him in like the old Star Wars films, I want to go and watch that. That's the selling point. Whereas they might, and don't forget as well, a lot of these people did go and watch the prequels and were like, they're a load of crap, and they're like, I'm not watching Star Wars again.
But this is the thing.
Sure, they got episode 7 and Rogue One, and most people like those, but you've still got to keep these people going and buying tickets.
I think these people, though, the people you're talking about,
Idiots.
they're either going to see a Star Wars film and they're not going to see a Star Wars film. And if they really aren't that disconcerting enough to work out what the bloody hell they're watching, then they've either in their head said, right, I like Star Wars, I'm going to go see a Star Wars film, or they're not going to go. Whether they made it clear that it's a saga film or not a saga film.
No, I don't think that's right, because, as I say, a guy in my office, he ended up watching episode 7, and it turned out that he quite liked it. And then he saw Rogue One, and he was like, I didn't get it, because like that black guy, the stormtrooper, wasn't in it, Finn. That's actually how
and I'll tell you exactly what
they didn't know what was going on. So
yeah, the issue is though, because they haven't put the bloody crawl in. They should put the crawl in all Star Wars films.
I don't know. I think
and people will know what's
works, man. I think that it works. It gets across the message they need to get across.
I think they need to make Star Wars films standalone a bit more.
I must say that you're right about the crawl. I think that on the standalone films, the crawl would actually help, because
it'd be more useful, wouldn't it?
With Rogue One,
set the context. Because particularly if they are going to jump around all over the Star Wars, thousands of years and the different places, you just want. I mean, because the thing is, right, you can watch Jedi, Empire, and A New Hope individually. I think they work films on their own.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that Episode 8 is going to be the same, and I would say the first trilogy actually you could pretty much as well. So, not the first, the prequel trilogy.
Yeah,
and so you'd hope that with the crawl and whatever, it doesn't matter where any of these Star Wars films start, you could just watch one and enjoy it.
Because it catches you up.
Yeah, it tells you what you need to know at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's what people want from a Star Wars film. The people you're talking about.
But even so, putting a crawl on the front of it's still, they're still going to get there. And let's say they really liked Episode 7 and they wanted to know what happens to Rey and Finn and all those guys. And then maybe they didn't like Rogue One so much, right?
Yeah.
So the Han Solo one comes out, but they don't call it Solo. They call it something else and stick a crawl on the front of it. So these people go in there thinking, oh, right, this is going to be the next one. They start reading the crawl and they're like, oh, hold on a minute, this isn't the next one. And then they're like, what the hell have I bought my ticket for? I didn't want to watch this. I wanted to see the next episode.
But if they stick to a Star Wars story brand though, But that's the bit that brands it.
Yeah,
that's what I think. That's what I think they need to do. Brand it with a Star Wars
that's what
story.
they're trying to do. But you've got to start this off, and it is still early days. And Rogue One did have a different title. That was something unique. But Solo, you're focusing on a character that most people know.
And can I just say, I love Rogue One. Tom Wells.
So do I.
Tom Wells. Yeah. I love Rogue One, and it's brilliant. And there's no plot holes in it.
It's my third favourite.
Is it?
Yeah. So I love it.
I love it.
But yeah. Anyway, so that's that. So, but you quite like the title, otherwise, right?
Yeah. I'm fine with the title. So that was a good bit of news. Anyway, I'm excited about. I'm starting to get a little bit excited about Han Solo film.
Yeah, and I did like the way they did it. I thought it was quite humorous the way that he came on and did his little speech and that. And Ron Howard's been really into doing little behind the scenes clips and stuff like that. And I mean, they've been shooting this now since he came on. Since Lord Miller went, it's been 4 months.
Yeah.
So now Ron Howard's been shooting for 4 months. That's about as long as or longer than most movies shoot. So they've pretty much probably reshot the whole movie.
Yeah,
other than effects.
I half read an article which said something about the credits being changed, and is he getting more of the credit in it now? Or
he's going to get director credit.
Yeah, and the others aren't getting it at all.
No. Because he's done it. Well, I think that what he's done, because the script will have already existed, so he's refilmed the movie, and all the actors would have done that. But then I think they had them sort of do a bit of improv as well, so it would have been take out all that kind of stuff and just fix it. Because supposedly the script's good anyway. So anyway, other than that, Ron Howard also revealed that the characters created by Kevin Rubio, Tag and Bink, are going to be appearing in Solo as well. And they'll be played by John Kasdan, that's Lawrence's son, and Toby Heffernan. So, yeah, did you ever read any of the Tag and Bink comics?
I didn't, but it's quite cool, though, that they've done that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's I haven't read them, but I really want to check them out because I've read little bits of them. And...
yeah, they're responsible for the main events of the trilogy, aren't they?
And I love that. Like when you see the stormtroopers, like when Obi-Wan's on the Death Star, and they're chatting in the background, and that's them. And they've actually ended up there by just random turns of events getting them there. Kevin Rubio is actually on our group as well on Star Wars Conversations.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on there. He's commented a few times. And obviously, people.
Why don't we get him as a guest then?
We should ask him. Yeah. And people that know him, he did Troops. So,
Troops, well, you're a dumbass. Why don't you get him on then? But
Troops
for
is
now,
the canon that I believe in.
We believe in Troops, dude. That's a good point.
Yeah,
right, let's just do some admins quickly.
Yeah.
So send him a message, Jay.
All right, we'll get him a message and we'll see if we can get him to come on and chat to us.
That's a good idea.
Cool.
Well done.
Awesome.
Right, you've earned your money tonight, Jay. Well
oh yeah, what's that? £0.0.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's quite cool. I think it's probably just going to be a bit of a cameo role. So it's probably going to be something happens in the background. But it would be quite cool if they start crossing them into like a bunch of different stories. Like so, you actually start seeing them turn up.
Well, they could be like the Jay and Silent Bob of the Star Wars universe.
Exactly. Maybe they put them in all the Star Wars story movies or something like that.
I mean, we can't have C-3PO and R2-D2 in every film, so let's get them in.
It has actually been suggested. I don't know where I read that, but that they could be a replacement for the droids, and maybe that would be in the spin-off. So that would be quite cool, right?
It would be, but they could only really be in one era, couldn't they? They couldn't be in, they couldn't pop up in like Knights of the Old Republic if we did a Knights of the Old Republic film.
Hey, maybe it's their ancestors.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Caveman version of them.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be good to see, and I'm interested to see how much of a role they have. Maybe they'll just sort of like say something in the background, like as they're passing or something, and maybe it'll be something taken from one of the comics, like something that if you've read them, you might recognize.
I think I'm going to go get those comics now and read them.
Yeah, there's four. There's 4 comics. So
I'm going to get those bad boys.
Yeah, I'm going to get them too. All right, next thing. This one could be interesting, maybe. EA have shut down Visceral Games, and they're moving in a new direction with the upcoming action-adventure game. So obviously there's this game that we showed a clip of on one of our video episodes a little while back, of the adventure game. It was going to be a bit like Uncharted, so it's quite linear action game that was coming out from Visceral. And so they've shut down that studio. EA did put out a statement, which I will read now. So this is from EA. Our Visceral studio has been developing an action-adventure title set in the Star Wars universe. In its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. Throughout the development process, we've been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. It's become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we need to pivot the design. We will maintain the stunning visuals, authenticity in the Star Wars universe, and focus on bringing a Star Wars story to life. Importantly, we are shifting the game to be a broader experience that allows for more variety and player agency, leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining the central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore. So,
that's quite a guffy statement.
It is, isn't it? So, obviously, because they know that people are going to panic as soon as this happens. And it kind of sucks a little bit for the people who've worked on it at Visceral, I suppose, because, they've put a lot of effort into making the game so far. But I wonder, the bit that interests me is where they say that throughout development they've been getting feedback from people and looking at the kinds of games people can play. Now, I'm hoping that by that they take this game into more of a sandbox kind of game, more of an open world rather than a linear game, because I get bored quickly of very linear games. But I hope that they don't just turn it into like a first-person shooter, because that would just suck balls.
Well, let's talk about games in a minute when we talk about the Battlefront II trailer that's just come out, because I will tell you all my thoughts on there then.
Mm-hmm. What about your thoughts on this game, though?
Well, this is the thing. What I want it to be is what Battlefront 2 is going to be. I'll tell you about that, my thoughts on that in a minute.
But there was something that EA haven't been very clear. The director Anne Hennig from Uncharted. They haven't really said much about what's happened with her, because she was brought onto Visceral to direct this game. So they're just Amy Hennig was her name. Apparently they just said they're in discussions with her about her next move. So we don't know any more about that one.
Well, I love the Uncharted games. I bloody love them, and I liked what's the other one, Last of Us, and that kind of game. So if it was going to be that kind of game, I would have been well happy.
And Uncharted has quite a cinematic kind of style to it, doesn't it? And you kind of play into the movie of the game.
It's like watching a film, but playing bits of it. Yeah. And that's I enjoy that kind of game.
Right.
So, but like I say, I think the compromise is what Battlefront 2 is going to be doing. So,
right. Well, in that case,
let's talk about that.
There's another bit of news, and it turns out that there was a new Battlefront 2 single-player campaign trailer.
Yeah, it came out today. I was waiting for that.
Did you like it?
I bloody loved it, mate.
It was really good, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what, this story looks brilliant.
It does.
I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about Rebels later. Why can't they make a cartoon like this?
Oh, dude. Oh, my God, if they did, can you imagine? I know it would take a lot of work, but that would blow us all away. So
I'll tell you what, with the beta that was out the other week, I sort of forgot about the story mode, because on there you had the multiplayer games, you had also arcade mode, and I'd sort of forgotten about the story mode, and I'm well excited about this game anyway, just to play what the improvements they've made on multiplayer and the single player sort of arcade version. But now they've reminded me about this story mode. It's bloody brilliant.
The story mode is actually the bit I'm most excited about.
Me too. I'll tell you what, well, when we talk about our favourite Star Wars games, mine is Force Unleashed.
Okay.
I love those games. Love those games. And again, very story mode, very, you follow Starkiller's story, nice cinematics, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's going to be, this is very similar to that. And what I loved about Force Unleashed was the story. I thought that was great. And this one just looks like, I think this has got the real potential to actually do a better job than the Aftermath books, because this is going to potentially bridge the original trilogy all the way through to Force Awakens. I think from what we've seen in the clips so far.
Do you know what my favourite bit in the trailer was?
No, what was it?
Where she escapes from the prison and she's in the airlock and just goes like that, like puts her arms across and flies out. Oh man, that was cool, right?
Because you haven't read the book yet, have you?
I haven't read the book.
See, this is the thing. It seems a lot better in the book as well. The book was okay, but this is more what I wanted from the book, because I thought the book was going to give you more of a story. Because I thought, Battlefront 2 on the PS2.
Yes.
And it tells the story of the 501st, all the way from being clones all the way through to being Vader's fist. Right? This is what this reminds me of, and it's got the real potential. I hope we see her get older and that, and you see her journey. And I guess it really raises quite a few questions, this trailer, because there's obviously the bit where there's the hologram with the rebels, and it could be just her threatening them, but it could be her possibly eventually going. So I don't think she's ever gonna.
Well, that's what I don't want to happen.
No, I don't think
that'll piss me off.
Yeah, but I do think she might be instrumental in the fact that the rebellion has got to die, because it does die. It turns into the New Republic and eventually the Resistance, and we know that doesn't really happen till the sort of timeline of the Bloodlines book that Claudia Gray wrote. Which wasn't that too far, that was just before Kylo went bad, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, there's so much potential in this game, in that story, and like I say, just the visual, you see the bit with the Naboo when they had flying the AT-ATs in.
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
How beautiful did that look? And you could see Leia, so obviously Leia based herself on Naboo for a while. That sounds pretty cool. And we're going to see her come up against Luke. It looks like Sullust, I reckon, that looked like to me.
Is that the scene where Luke picks up his lightsaber from
Yeah. And
which
obviously
can't be that long after Endor, because he looks still the same. He's got the same clothes on.
And there's a bit with Kylo's hand that you see. So I don't know. It looks, and you see Leia in Hoth gear. It looks like, doesn't she?
But do you think that was just giving us little clips from other parts of the game as well? Because
I think it was all in the story mode.
This character there.
My understanding is you can play the heroes in the story mode as well.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I don't know how.
So maybe at different parts you switch to different storylines. Maybe you follow, like, let's say Leia's story at one point, or something like that.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, that's interesting.
But even the gameplay bits look wicked. The bits on Endor, you see some gameplay. You see some bits on where was it else? You see some gameplay on. Oh, and the scene when they're on like her planet, whatever the planet is that she lives on. I don't know if she's from. And it's got all the AT-ATs attacking. It just looks wicked.
It does. Graphically, it's beautiful, right?
And space battle.
And I guess, like, for people like us, the story mode be good practice.
Yeah. Well, I think the gameplay is going to be different, though, because if you look... I watched a video by Star Wars HQ earlier on this evening. Right. It only came out a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
And they were talking about... Because apparently some press have had access to the first 3 levels of the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The first 3 stages. And so they've spoiled out what the first 3 are. So do you want me to spoil it? It's not. Well, I don't think it's only the first bit of the game.
Spoil it if you don't want to have it ruined for you. Skip ahead by about 2 minutes.
Yeah. So basically, the first level is she gets captured by the rebels on purpose,
Right.
so she can get to this rebel ship and destroy some information they've got, and that's that whole bit when she escapes as well. So there's a whole bit where you see her fighting on a rebel blockader.
Yep.
She's getting across, and she uses her little droid to scout around. And this is why I'm saying the gameplay is going to be different, because you use him to go and scout around.
So you might have some stealthy bits as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me very happy.
Yeah, and you should watch the video, Jay. It's on Star Wars HQ.
I'll check that out.
And then so apparently they do that bit, and then she escapes that ship. She escapes. She gets into TIE fight. No, she goes down to Endor, and then you play a bit on Endor, and that's when the Death Star blows up, Death Star 2.
Right.
And then they escape from Endor, and that's when they get in TIE fighters, and they have to fly through all the wreckage of the Death Star.
That looked so good.
Yeah, and they've got to try and rescue
I didn't
a
realise
Star
that
Destroyer.
was actually gameplay. I thought that was just footage.
No, some of that's gameplay.
Oh wow, that's cool. That actually makes me very happy that you've said that about the possible stealthy bits. Just because I was thinking, I hope that every time you play, it's not just okay, shoot like 20 baddies and collect this, and then shoot that many people and go here, and shoot that many people and get through this door, because then I'll get bored of it really quickly.
I think that'd be like she's in that first bit. I think she's got to get to the plans. Yeah. So she's got to get from where she's been captured, escape from the room, get through the ship, get to the bit where she's got to get the information.
It'd be nice if it plays out more like a movie. There's some bits where they're sneaking around trying not to get caught, and that kind of stuff. That would be amazing if they do that.
I think and this is what I'm saying about the other game. I think this is going to be very Uncharted. It's going to suddenly stop, and you'll get a nice cinematic.
What's happening? This is going to be.
Yeah, I do.
Battlefront.
Yeah. Right. This story mode. I think it's going to be. I think this story mode is going to do more than that bloody original thing.
So almost like it'd be a little bit too similar.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've realised actually they've done that.
So in that case, where do you think they'll go with the Visceral one? What do you think they'll go for? Something a bit more open world, or?
Well, I think that what I would prefer is that they just do a different era. I think this might be backtracking to change the era or change the story, because again, when they came up with that originally, there wasn't a Han Solo film, there wasn't all the current, it wasn't Rogue One, all the things that have happened just before.
But they work with Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm would have their plans, and the plans for the Han Solo movie were, we only hear about it when they're ready to let us hear about it, but it goes back further than that. Yeah,
it does, but I still don't think I think they've realised that bit's an overcrowded element, and that they'd be better off telling a story set elsewhere, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and I'd rather see another game like this, but in a different story. And I think the success of this now, what I think works with this story is it's actually moving the story along. This is giving us things we want to know. This isn't just. It's also not just a random story, is it? It's actually filling in a key part of the Star Wars canon we want to know about.
This was the issue I had with everything being canon, because it's cool like having a game like this where this does push the story along, and this has got to be a linear game because the story has to play out in a particular way.
Yeah.
But then you tie your hands because you're trapped into only making games that are canon, so you can only make particular types of games where if it was just like, look, some of them will be canon and we'll tell you what ones they are, and other ones won't be, they'll just be a good game.
Yeah, but they have got the opportunity of doing a game that doesn't actually affect the main film, so they can still tell a canon story, and the outcomes could be slightly different.
Dude, maybe Tam Posler will be in a game.
How do you know he's not in this one?
Oh, that's who I want to be.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be bloody brilliant, and I now cannot wait.
Yeah.
And so Tuesday the 14th of November, if you've pre-ordered the Elite Squadron version of the game, is the day that you get it.
And won't you get the normal version?
It comes out on the Friday. So
no, I'm getting the Friday one then.
Unlucky. And you're also not getting the enhanced troopers, are you? Oh.
That's all right. I don't need the troopers. I'll do it.
I do.
We've all seen how good I am at that game.
I need any advantage I can get.
Right. So, anything more to say on that?
No, but I'm bloody excited.
Okay. Well,
and I'll tell you what, I've watched that trailer more than I've watched the Last Jedi trailer.
Really? Already?
Yeah.
Wow. So what, twice then?
Yeah.
Well, here's something else that you'll probably be quite excited about.
Oh, okay.
Right. There's a one-shot The Last Jedi comic coming out.
Oh, I know.
Called DJ. And that's the character that Benicio del Toro plays. And that's coming in January. And it's going to tell a day in the life of DJ just prior to his appearance in The Last Jedi. I bet you can't wait for that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you after I've seen The Last Jedi. Because at the moment, I don't give two flying monkeys about it.
Just be like some total douchebag. You're like, yeah.
And so I just hope he's bloody good in the filming. Otherwise, that'll be a waste of my life when I have to read it.
I like when I have to read it.
I know.
Yeah. Right. So that's it for Around the Rim.
Yes.
So
no more rims.
There was a feature that had left us for a little while, but has come back now.
Hooray!
And what's that called?
Rebel Reviews.
Cue music.
I can't remember how the music goes. It's so long ago.
So, they just aired the first 2 episodes of Season 4 of Rebels. Heroes of Mandalore Part 1 and 2.
What did you think of them, Jay?
Well,
I actually liked the second one quite a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was quite good.
Cool.
The first one was... Did you love the bit with Ezra's jetpack?
Oh, God. How did you know what? When that came on, I thought to myself, this is what Colin was talking about. I was just like, oh my God, this is so shit. Like, I was sitting there, and it was pissing me off because I was like, I've got to sit through this, and there's another one that I've got to watch as well, and I know it's the second part of this episode, so it's going to be just as crap. Look, things I liked, and that this is going over the 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
I liked seeing Bo-Katan. I think she's quite a cool character.
Who's Bo-Katan?
She's the chick with the red hair, the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because she's like quite a badass. And I liked seeing Thrawn. Like we saw a hologram of Thrawn for a little bit. That was good.
Yeah.
And they kind of like talked about in the second one. They mentioned how the armor was passed down from previous Mandalorians. You know,
500 years old.
You have to use it and all that. That was quite cool. That's what I liked. That was it. Other than that, everything else sucked balls. I hated everything else in it. I think the Mandalorians are stupid, and I don't like them, right? Because what sucks is, even if they were in the Clone Wars, which obviously in the cartoons they were. So let's take Boba Fett as the example, because the first Mandalorian that anyone ever saw was Boba Fett, right? That armor anyway, the Mandalorian armor, and it's like, oh man, he's so cool. Like, who is he? He's mysterious and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, he's meant to be like the #1 bounty hunter in the galaxy and all that kind of stuff. And the Mandalorians were, you know, these
mythical
warriors. Yeah,
warriors.
Right. Now, they're only that if they like disappeared a long time ago. And supposedly Mandalorians started to become bounty hunters and stuff like that throughout the galaxy as time went on, right?
Mm.
But no, they were just there, just before New Hope, when Rebels takes place. But in those few years, they're right there, just being idiots. And then you've got like Imperial ones who, as soon as they join the Empire, they just become really crap, right? And they just get their ass kicked by everyone. And so then you had like, some of them were jump troopers, right? And then you've got the dude who was in charge. And I like how that stupid weapon as well is designed to take out Mandalorian armor.
Weapon.
But don't worry, if I press a few buttons, it reverses it and works only on Imperial armor. What the hell's that all about? And then it's like, and so she starts torturing him, right? And
I just say there's spoilers for these 2 episodes.
Yeah, spoilers, whatever. I was just like, the fuck is this shit, man? Like, it just, no. and also, Sabine, like, I kind of wanted to die because I hate her. So, you know, whatever. The only people I want to see survive are Hera and Chopper, because I know they do. I wouldn't mind Zeb surviving, because I don't mind Zeb, to be honest. I think he's all right, yeah. I guess Callus can just be off there somewhere in the rebellion, whatever. I don't care about him too much. He's all right. Whether he lives or dies doesn't bother me.
I like his beard.
And I want Thrawn and Price to survive. I'd like Thrawn to go back to, if you follow like what happened in the book, obviously Vanto's off with a chest, right? So Thrawn should end up going off somewhere like that. And I'd kind of like Price to still be there within the Empire, because I think she's quite a good character and she's a governor. But other than that, wipe everyone else out. I don't care. They're all a bunch of crap.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's as bad as what you're saying. I think what didn't help was that stupid comedy Ezra jetpack moment, which just ruined the whole.
And his force jump, by the way.
Yeah. He's
the best Jedi that ever lived. So, you know, what's the point of having Luke and those guys? Because both Ezra and Kanan are better than all of them.
But, I mean, I think it was unfortunate they started off with that comedy moment with the jetpack, because, to be honest, that just ruined the tone of the episode. Because I think if you hadn't had that bit, it would have been a bit easier to swallow. And because, again, we've got to remember what this is. It's a kid's
I know. But it's putting the Mandalorians in it for me.
I think that's the issue. That's the biggest issue for me, is that they've just ruined the Mandalorians. And again, I can't really say it's just that particular storyline that's ruined the Mandalorians. It's the whole, whoever decided to bring the Mandalorians into this. Now, whether that was Filoni or whether that's the Star Wars story group or whoever decided it, they have well and truly ruined the Mandalorians. And just, you know, I made the point on Facebook and that about seeing that bloody rocket being fired off someone's back. It's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We saw Jango Fett
do that. We did, and it was,
kind of worked though.
Didn't look quite stupid then, and now you realise how utterly impractical that is.
Yeah.
and what an idiot thing to do. I just the rest of the story, I didn't mind too much. In fact, I quite liked. I liked some of the story with Sabine and red hair, whatever her name is, and I thought it was a bit. Where did she come from, red hair? I mean, I know they said the backstory, she's a sister or whatever.
Yeah, so
have we seen that character before?
Yeah, we have seen her. She's been in it. I think she was in it last season. I'm pretty sure she was in it last season. We've seen her before, and she was with Death Watch.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So she was like leading Death Watch, and her sister was is it Satine? Yeah, you know the one that.
Yeah, all the names are too familiar. Similar.
I know, right? The problem is I start zoning out when I'm watching it, because I'm just like, oh god, and so I started losing track of what's going on. Because the bit where Sabine thought her mother and was it brother got killed.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there watching it. I was like just staring at the screen, and then I went, "Oh, who's dead?" And I just was like, I don't know what's going on right now, because I just zoned out of this shit. But you know what? The thing with the Mandalorians, right? Because even though they put them in the Clone Wars, for me that was still a little bit like. Okay.
But they weren't really in the Clone Wars, were they?
They had them in the cartoon. They had them in the cartoon, didn't they? Towards the end.
Yeah, but not much.
No, and that was a bit better, because they weren't so. They weren't such a big presence, you know. But for me, I always kind of felt like, and you read the Expanded Universe books more than I did. I only read a few, but I always felt that they were a bit more. There were fewer of them around.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely weren't a big. I mean, it wasn't like there's a whole race of them just sat around the corner.
Well, they were
clans,
they weren't all like the same race. They had other people, other races in it. But I just felt like they were sort of like few and far between.
They were always more to me like travellers, that kind of thing. You know, like they were separate little communities, but really
they were clans.
Yeah, and I don't know.
And they still have them as clans in this. Yeah. But it's almost like they all come together, except the ones that dress in white who join the Empire.
Terrible ending. I mean, I just hope that means that's the last we see of Sabine for the rest of the series. Like, that's her story over with. But I don't think we're going to be that lucky, are we?
Oh, and her paint bomb. The hell, man. that purple paint bomb that she fired onto the truck.
I just don't like the way that they all, and also they've all decorated their armor. It's like, oh god, it's like a
she's the arty one, right? She's
yeah, but all of them are decorated it in some way. It was a bit OTT.
Well, I mean, the Mandalorians all had like different colours, but I suppose that they were generally whatever clan they were in. Is how I always
that's why
right?
I can get different colours, a bit like a kilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like.
But not with all the bloody swirls and even the red-haired woman had little flowers on her head or whatever she's born on. What the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I mean, Sabine, I'd like to see her one more time, just getting decapitated or disintegrated or something. That would make me happy. I never took to the character from day one, so
I don't know why they needed a weapon that attacked Mandalorian armor. I know that, but why is that so important? Because just get a gun and shoot them. They can still die.
Because none of the armor does anything, right?
No, so just get it, or a lightsaber and chop their heads off. That's worked before.
The dark saber.
There's nothing. I just didn't see the point in creating a weapon specifically to attack Mandalorian, or when it doesn't even destroy the armor, it destroys the person wearing it.
Yeah, well,
that was even
goes
weirder.
Through the armor and it kills the person underneath, so you still get to keep their armor if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then she used it on the stormtroopers. I was like, and those stormtroopers like wandering around, start getting all like fried by. I'm like, that poor dude, like, because I like it when they kind of show stormtroopers like in on their own, like like in troops. They're just guys, and they're just getting fried there for no reason. I don't know. Look, the season has to get better because we know where it's got to go. So. I'm
glad they got the Mandalorian story out of the way in many respects.
And I am actually interested in watching this season because there's so much more coming and we know where it's heading and hopefully, anyway.
Well,
they might cop out.
Filoni was again on the Star Wars show the other week and again he made a big thing about how there's no filler this episode. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the first 2 episodes were filler.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. They really were.
Because they are not the story I want to know. And I think this is where this show is failing. It keeps going to these stories we don't care about.
Yeah.
We want to hear how the rebellion started.
Yeah.
That's what this show is about.
Yeah, they're going to leave that till right. And Saul Guerrera's going to be coming back into it, right? So that's when they'll start showing a bit more of that. And I think you can get more. But
I'm not even interested in that because, again, we know that's a red herring. Because it's not going to lead to the main story.
Yeah.
Because he's not part of the main story. We know exactly what happens to him.
Yeah.
We just don't need to know it. Yeah. We don't need to know what's happened to Saul.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It was a nice time for the last season because that was the same time the film came out. This season, we don't need to see more Saul.
Well, I think they'll put him in just to show like how him and Mon Mothma, kind of split ways and all that kind of stuff. And,
to show something we already know. Well done.
Yeah, I think they'll go into that a little bit more. But for me, I just want to get rid of the characters that are kind of just pointless.
I want to know.
I want to see Ezra die.
No, as well. I do want to know I want to know what they've got planned with these characters. That's the thing I want to know from Rebels. They've introduced 2 Jedis into a story where there's supposed to be no Jedis. So I want to know, and I hope for their sake it pays off. I want it to pay off. I want it to be a good story. I don't want it to fail.
No, of course not.
And
I would love this to be amazing.
And so hopefully they're going to come and tell us something really cool that's actually going to have a bit of meaning to the ongoing, an actual contribution to the Star Wars canon that's worth it. Not here's something that happened. Oh, actually, it's got no relevance.
It would be great if after these 2 episodes, the story just picks up and then every episode follows on, and gives us a really good story. I would love for that to happen.
How many episodes in the season?
I think it's, I'm going to say 16.
Right.
But they're coming out in 2s. So
14 left then.
Yeah. So I hope that for the rest of the season, I'm just drawn in. I mean, going back to last season, for example, there were a few episodes in there that I really liked. I really liked the one where they showed the TIE fighter pilots, Wedge and all those guys. I really enjoyed that one. And there was the other one
with the robot.
I didn't mind that one actually. I thought it was quite cool. And then there was the one
killer robot.
I can't remember what happened. There's a few episodes, where they actually had some meaty story going on. But of course, they always stuck some fillers in between, which is a bit annoying. And that was what I didn't like in the Clone Wars, because when the Clone Wars was good, the Clone Wars was really good. But when it was filler episodes or when it was bad, it was just dull, and I struggled to get through it. But as you say, if they could somehow do either a series, or probably they wouldn't because of how much it would cost, but if they did an animated movie and they did it in the style of the Battlefront II style of animation, my god, that would be so cool.
I know. Right?
So anyway, that what do you give the episodes then out of 10?
7, 6 or 7.
Cool.
They're all right. I mean, for Rebels, they were all right. You know what I mean?
I give the first one 3, and I give the second one 5.
5. Yeah.
Okay, so did you have some comics to talk about?
Well, I know we haven't got. It's getting late already, so I'm just going to talk. I've read 2 issues of Dr. Aphra and Dr. Aphra's Annual.
Whoa,
so I've read.
Whoa! What's this section called?
Oh, Colin's Comic Corner.
Right,
and I've read 2 issues of Dr. Aphra and the Dr. Aphra Annual, issues 11 and 12. I'm not going to talk about issues 11 and 12 because there's still another issue to come out to finish that story off, and we'll talk about it next time.
Okay.
So let's just talk about Dr. Aphra Annual quickly. I really, really enjoyed this comic.
Cool.
And one of the main reasons why is the art was fantastic. And it was by Mark Lamming.
Okay.
Do you know Mark Lamming? I think he's British.
Okay.
I'm pretty certain he's done some Tuvalu stuff. I'm sure I've seen his work before. I do know for a fact that watcher Sarah Harris, that I shouted out earlier on, knows him, and because she's the one who actually was talking to me about back in when I went to London Super Comic Con. She got a commission by him, or Swamp Thing, which was beautiful. And when she saw that, I realised it was the same guy who was doing this annual.
Cool.
I tell you, his art is bloody brilliant, really good. And it's written by Kieran Gillen, who's been writing all the Dr. Aphra books and is now writing a Star Wars book. And what the second thing about it was really good is it gives you black backstory. Now, well, how do we pronounce his name?
Chrysanthemum or something like that.
Chrysantan, I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
Chrysantan. And so basically, it starts off years ago on Kashyyyk, showing how he got caught by some Bosk fellas, the Bosky race.
Trandoshans.
Yeah, those ones. And he gets captured, and he gets taken to his planet and gets trained up on how to be a fighter and all stuff. It's just it cuts back and forth with these 2 other people trying to interview him. And there's a bit of Aphra in it, but this is mostly about him. And it's just really interesting. I'm not going to tell you too much because I don't want to ruin the story, but the art is phenomenal. It's really interesting. How he gets all his extra cybernetic-y bits and enhancements, and it's cool. Very cool.
Cool.
Really liked it. So, I give it 9 out of 10.
So what's the overall plot? Is it just about him? Or is
it's basically a story. He's been interviewed.
Dr. Aphra Annual is about Chrysanthemum.
Well, because he's the main character in Dr. Aphra.
Okay.
Because he's basically we talked about how Kieran Gillen's mirrored the Star Wars crew.
Yeah. So
he's the Chewbacca of the team, isn't he?
Does she do anything in this story?
No, not really. No. And it's set. This story is set just before the storyline that's been in the main book, the main Dr. Aphra book.
Okay.
So it leads into them about to go and do the auction that they do.
Cool.
Yeah. Good comment, man.
Nice. So
I've got so many more comments to read. I've got loads of Darth Vader to read, loads of Poe Dameron, about 5 issues of Star Wars to read, Star Wars Annual,
Captain Phasma,
and Captain Phasma, and the Mace Windu. No, I'm not read any of them. I've got them all to read.
You've got a lot of homework to do.
I'm going to. Can I have a letter to give to work, please, to tell them to stop you from having to work so much?
Yeah, you just need to get signed off, boy. Just throw yourself downstairs, dude, and get the doctor to sign you off. That's all you got to do.
I'll do that then.
It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so we had some questions, didn't we? Some questions from people.
Yeah, so we're now going into our Jim Diaz special. Because
Jim Diaz.
Well, I call him Diaz, but is it Dietz? It could be Dietz.
You have to ask him how to say his name.
I should probably know because I listen to his podcast all the time. Obviously, just don't listen. Because both him and Donnie, who are part of the Nothing's On podcast with Daryl, have both given us questions, which is nice because no one else did.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So no one else.
All the chatty people in our group, Star Wars Conversations on Facebook, didn't leave us any questions. But luckily, on the Taylor network of podcasts, they did.
They did. So, let's go through the questions, and we will give it our amazing insight to these questions that are obviously bugging Jim and Donnie.
They must be.
So Jim has got, do you think Smoke is, and he's put in brackets, obviously, Palpatine?
Smoke or Snoke?
Oh, you put Smoke.
No, I just copied and pasted.
Oh, he put Smoke. Oh. Well, I don't think Smoke is, and I don't think Snoke is either.
I don't either.
I don't think he's Cheeve. Definitely not.
No. Did you
who
see
do I think this week?
See the rumor about not necessarily but being based on Darth Nihilus?
Yeah, I watched that video.
What do you think of that? That's quite old anyway, but I heard it mentioned.
It's from 2016. That video.
Yeah, well, I actually heard it mentioned again today on a podcast I was watching, which was a new podcast.
Well, him being a Force sucker. I like the idea of him being a Force sucker, and he sucked Vader off, and got Vader's dent in his head because of he's sucking Vader off. That sounds wrong.
But also having seen everyone destroyed around him and having survived and all that kind of stuff. I think that's quite cool. The thing is, because of the expanded universe, they've said that they can take little bits from it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some little bits of inspiration taken.
I've definitely come to the feeling that he's not anyone we know or that we will know, but he is an old cat. The premise of him basically just being this old guy that studied I don't know.
I mean, he's not a Sith, but supposedly I don't think we're going to find out that much about him in Episode 8 anyway.
Should I tell you my latest theory?
Go on. Is this
Luke's going to kill it? Luke's going to kill him and take over as a dark side leader.
Do you say that because of the picture of Luke in the background?
Well, see, this is the thing, right? I don't think he's actually going to a dark side. I don't. I think he's going to kill Snoke in an attempt to bring this balance thing, and he's going to then become the bad guy, but not become a bad guy. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's going to be the bad guy of the story, but not because he's gone evil, like mwah, evil, but because he's trying to basically balance things out and just stop all this crap going on.
I was watching the Schmoes Know breakdown of the Last Jedi trailer.
Yeah.
And they pointed out on one of the scenes, so it's just after the bit where you see Rey coming out of the water and she's leaning and her hair's all back. And then the next clip looks like they're in the same cave, but they were like, but look at her hair, she's wearing it completely different. And she's standing in front of Luke and there's some smoke below her. And they're like, but doesn't that look like the glow of a red lightsaber? And I was like, when I looked, I was like, oh, yeah, it does, man. And, obviously, it might not be, but how cool would that be if...
That'd be very cool.
If I want Rey to turn bad, I think that'd be good. Okay, anyway, next question.
Will we see Solo make the Kessel Run in the new Star Wars Solo movie?
Yes. Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. 100%. Will the next standalone SW movie be Obi-Wan or Boba Fett? Obi-Wan. But I think they're both going to be in it. As I famously said, it's going to be Obi versus Boba.
It's going to be Obi-Wan and Boba Fett in court, right?
Because we know, especially from a certain point of view book, that Boba Fett is on Tatooine before during A New Hope. And we know that from the crappy bit of the special editions as well.
Yeah.
And we know he's working for Jabba and he's hanging around with Jabba. And John Hamm's little story, well, it's not John Hamm's story, whoever's story it is, isn't it Paul Dini who wrote that bit? I can't remember.
Maybe.
He talks about how he's been hanging around the palace and stuff for a while. I think if he's on Tatooine, he's going to have crossed paths with Obi-Wan.
So you reckon it's Obi-Wan versus Boba Fett?
Do.
I reckon the next one's Obi-Wan, but Colin has inside information from Kathleen Kennedy, so I'm not going to say any more. Next question.
Porgs. Cute cuddly mascots or Ewok-style movie-ruining cash grab?
Cute cuddly cash grab.
Yeah. See, I never see Ewoks in that way anyway. I like Ewoks.
I don't mind the Ewoks, but I think that when they fight the Empire, it's a bit stupid.
No, I like that.
I don't, because these dudes in their plasteel armor getting hit by rocks and
sticks.
But
that was always the point that George was trying to make.
I know that was the point, but originally they were meant to be Wookiees, and then I could buy it.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I think Porgs. I don't think Porgs as a whole are going to have much to do in the film.
No, I don't.
I think it's going to be the one Porg that gets on the Falcon.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to be that much in it. I think they're just going to be there.
No, they're a toy seller.
Yeah.
They're there to sell toys.
Yeah. So cute, cuddly toys, not mascots.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think bare bones quality of the first Star Wars Battlefront and having to buy everything in microtransactions will hurt sales of BF2? Not now. Not now they've pushed the Solo story.
Well, that's quite an interesting one for me, actually, because... as you say, not now. Right up until recently, it was affecting me because I've said before the first one, and even after I played the beta, I was still in two minds in the way of, am I going to get bored of this quite quickly? But after seeing the trailer, and I think this is why they're putting these trailers out like this, and obviously this one's come out closer to the release as well of the single player, I think that's going to help it a lot. And they've also been putting out a lot of stuff to say, there won't be microtransactions and that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of marketing going on behind this game. So I think that's going to probably help it a little bit. There'll be a few people... I can actually think of some people that are probably just not even going to give it a look in, but overall I don't think it's going to hurt it too much now.
I think it's going to do better than the first game.
I think word of mouth will certainly help it do better.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? Once people play it, if it's a good experience, and if that story is as important to the canon as they're making it sound like, people are going to buy this game.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yep.
Right, what is your favourite Star Wars video game so far that wasn't KOTOR? His is Republic Commando. Mine is the original Battlefronts, but I don't know if that's counting. If not, Force Unleashed.
So mine is the original Battlefront II. The Force Unleashed, I initially liked it when I put the disc in, but I found it to be very... go into this room, kill all the stormtroopers, go into the next room, kill some more people, go into the next room. And I just lost interest of it quite quickly because it was very these many rooms, then an end boss, then some more rooms and an end boss, which in the 80s would have been great. But for me, it was Battlefront 2 because it was the split screen and I was playing that with a friend that I lived with, and the space battles for me were great. I loved that so much.
Yeah. Battlefront 2 was the best.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Do you want to read my spec script for
Garindan?
Yeah, the Untold Story.
Yes, I do.
I do.
Send it to us.
Send it to us. In fact, come on the show and read it to us in your lovely voice.
Oh yeah, you can do all the voices.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Cheers, mates. Thanks for the show. I listen. And we listen to you.
Thank you, Jim.
Jim, you're the best. And he is the best. But the other best is Johnny Salvo. Comedy Dommy Salvo, I'd like to say. Funny man. So he's got, what is a porg? Where did they come from? When were they introduced? Well, we know the answer to this, don't we, James?
Yeah.
Porg is a owl-like puffing creature. They live on a tissue.
Bless you.
And we are first introduced to them in The Last Jedi.
And the caretakers eat them.
Yeah. They are a handy portable lunch for Wookiees.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a porg, isn't it some kind of game, like with discs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, porgs. No, they were pogs, dude.
Oh, pogs.
Yeah.
Oh. That's what I keep thinking of when I hear the name. I think all the additional stuff is going to annoy me with the porgs, but in the actual film, I don't think they're going to be a problem. I think it's like things like chewing the porgs and all that kind of crap.
When you get like a Forces of Destiny type cartoon,
all about the porgs,
then yeah. I haven't even watched the new Forces of Destiny ones because
neither have I. I can be bothered.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
After the Wampa Love. Chewy Wampa Love.
Yeah.
Anyway, how big of a role do you think Lando will have in the Han Solo film, or Chewbacca for that matter?
I think Lando, you'll probably see Han win the Falcon off him.
I think they're both going to be at loads.
I think Lando being it quite a bit, but I think you'll see that it's his ship, and I think Han will win it off him. And Chewie, I think that you're going to actually get Han freeing Chewie.
Do you think you're going to get that?
I think so, and I think it'll be how they become buddies.
So this is the thing. I still don't really know what this film's going to be about. If it's about that, because also, is it going to be about Han and his origins or not? Because obviously,
I think it's going to be a little bit because you've got Woody Harrelson in there, right? So
yeah, I would say it's going to be a third flashbacky story, a third doing something in the present, and a third mischief. Mischief.
Okay.
And Lando would be part of that bit.
Okay. Well, I think so. For me, I think you're going to see how Han and Chewie get together, and I think you're going to see Han's friendship with Lando and how he wins the ship off him. Yeah. Anyway, next question.
Who do you think the next standalone movie should be about? I think with the awesome cameo in Rogue One and his solo comic, it should be Vader.
I think it should be Obi-Wan because it's going to be.
Well, yeah. No, but who it should be?
I
would like it to be Vader. I'd love a Vader film.
That would be quite interesting. I want it to be Tam Bosler. Let's go somewhere else, man. Though you can still keep it. It's in the era of the Imperials and that, but we're going off with a different character.
Yeah.
We've got him hunting Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba. I like that.
Oh, there's way too much of them in a certain point of view, but.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But is Posler in there?
No.
What the hell, man? See, he's not getting love.
No. We should write it.
We should write it. We should send it to Kathleen. Imagine if we wrote a really good Tam Posler story.
Well, I think they should make.
They just went, hell, let's do this.
Yeah, man.
We'll be billionaires.
It'd be like a Netflix special.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Who else? Apart from Tam Osler and Darth Vader. See, I don't want anyone that we know. I don't want it to be about anyone we already know. I want it to be a new set of people again. That's why Rogue One worked.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked getting new characters. And, it did hint at characters we knew. Like we saw Mon Mothma in there and people like that. Jimmy Schmidt.
In the same
all
universe.
Those guys were there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good to follow a new group who were better than the guys from the Rebels cartoon.
Yeah.
I would have been cool if Hera turned up. That would have been good. I would have liked to see her. Because I like Hera. I think she's a good character.
Yeah, I like Hera.
And she's obviously the least used in the cartoon, apart from her Popeye arms. Like, in reality, they need to ditch those.
And she's got the cool ship. And I'd like to see her standalone with her.
After Rebels, like where her journey goes, or her dad. Like how you had the Lords of the the Lord of the Sith book.
Yeah,
like something like that would be quite cool, maybe. But yeah, right. So, anything more from you, Colin?
No. So again, thank you, Jim and Donnie.
Thank you for your questions. Shall we just let people know where they can find us and then get the hell out of here?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so you can find us where it all started on our Facebook group, Star Wars Conversations. You should join up and leave us comments and stuff. That'd be good. You can also find us on Twitter at Star Wars Convo. You can find this video on YouTube, and you can contact us personally on Twitter. You can get Colin at
Captain Colin,
and you get me at Eagle Eye 1933. We're also all over the interwebs, all the different places where you can find podcasts such as
SoundCloud and Google, probably
iTunes,
Stitcher, Taylor Network of Podcasts.
That's the place to get us.
That's the place to get us, and all the other great podcasts like Nothing's On, like Double Page Spread, which just had its 200th episode, like Sunday Comics, like all the other great ones.
Gotham by Geek.
Gotham by Geek.
Yourself.
Go Trek yourself. And now sessions with Klingon penises.
We're gonna have to have a few words about Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, we're gonna do our own special day, ain't we?
Oh yeah,
Star Trek special, and give the real story about what's going on with this thing.
So these are all different places you can find us and the other great shows on Taylor Network Podcast. So that's it going to be for us this week. Nice long one there, because I know everyone loves to hear the hour-long episodes. So yeah, until next time.
Punch it, Chewie.
It's no good to be dead.